Welcome everyone to Open Source Live Sunday. We are currently working here on our Linux distribution. Some little updates, amazing stuff. People use T2, contribute stuff, so we have actually some patches. And I also wonder, actually, what did I want to open even? I also wonder, right, I wanted to open the GitHub issues. GitHub issues. I kind of wonder because as you see, time is money and stuff. And I actually wonder, we have this bounty out there, right? So far, actually nobody claimed one yet. I mean, someone was interested, but they then asked questions like, how do I change my keyboard layout? It's like, due. But I wonder, and that's the crazy thing, right? My recurring criticism of not funding open source, and we do our little contribution. That, by the way, I think this doesn't count data files here. Obviously, anyway. Whether there's also hair on my display. Why is there hair? Whether I should actually like similar to Donald, is it Donald Knuth or yeah, I think it's Donald Knuth with this binary dollars of is it 256? Maybe actually like it would be more profitable for me of certainly not giving as much away as other billionaires, aka nothing, but like $1 for each like issue that I like not all randomly. Obviously, I'm not yet a millionaire. You probably should share, like, and subscribe and Patreon and this stuff, but as much time as I spend on all this stuff, maybe it would be more profitable to like really hand out one euro, proper hard coin money for issues I file. I mean, yes, it's a little bit just certainly showing way more goodwill than other people. I even actually added a new bounty here, Docker package. I also wonder how many other container things we should add. Comments, hey there, out of context, but which terminal emulator do you use? You shouldn't use. Due to the nature of I'm traveling this weeks and months, not in the office. In the office, Alacritty, but this unfortunately is Apple's terminal app, which not super amazing. But otherwise, Alacritty, or I mean, before that, you have seen actually otherwise used RxVT Unicode. Or otherwise, I can also simply work with good old-fashioned terminal, which actually we should check previous video whether that really restored. Scroll back. Oops. Yeah, so that is Apple's terminal, not super amazing. It also behaves super strange. I need to check it on a serial terminal with Linux kernel. Some more behaves strange. I need to check if that is Apple's terminal bug or new stuff. So patches. Yeah, and this is the crazy stuff, right? That I, with our tiny little Linux distribution thinking of, hey, like really, yes, it's a little like it would be, well, the bounties are not as little, but like €1 like for a start for non-millionaires, €1 per patch for series 4, not per patch, not that much a billionaire yet. €1 per issue I open, like not that you can come open an issue and then close it with some random stuff and then get €1, obviously aware of scamming and stuff. But yeah, all issues that I file here or that are of some significance. And that the thing is actually like even giving €1 or later, like given we with the YouTube stuff and so on, we become more successful and stuff, obviously could increase this the more you share, like, and subscribe. How come I never see you stream any coding sessions? Well, I mean, if you don't consider the shell stuff coding, I actually live streamed Linux kernel. There's a successful video, right? Live streaming Linux kernel. I would also call like shell scripting is also coding. I also recently streamed live coding, I think even 2 live coding C++, a new image codec, actually 2 live streamed. You can go back to that, right? And it's funny, always people like, you've not done this and that. It's just keeping in touch with the community, and that this stuff needs to be done, right? Here is, you see, this was just some 3 weeks ago. C++ live coding implementing Koi, quite a quick image format, vectored image, and then even experimenting with, did I experiment with, maybe in this video, not sure, I experimented with lossy encoding, maybe that is in the video, maybe not. I also live streamed, I mean, I would call all the shell scripting also live streaming, plus we live streamed like quite some, well, actually I live streamed also some SGI stuff and P3 stuff, and recently that one, this actually, you see, 9K views, right? 1 hour watch kernel developer to Linux kernel development live stream. One of those was performance optimizing P3, maybe that, maybe not, I need to check. But this actually, maybe I should do it more often. We certainly will do it eventually. Well, more, 180. I mean, yeah, maybe I should. This is also this thing, I'm certainly aware, I said this before. Open source Linux maintenance stuff, not, I'm aware, not the super most amazing watch content, but it is work, right? It needs to be done. So if you want to advance your stuff, you need to sit here and sort through other people's contributions. So, and this actually not the least significant. Some of this was, let's see. So, and this is also the point of this. And showing you, I'm sorry for the potential mispronunciation. Not a programmer here, but watching the videos. Keep good work. Particular one in your previous videos using Window. So using no Window. I didn't use Window Maker. Mind asking which distro. I mean, right now I'm unfortunately, as much I'm not PeakBugs, right? macOS, not a macOS PeakBugs fan, but we code on T2 Linux, right? I mean, we are running, unfortunately, due to the nature of my work. Otherwise, basically, my company gave and forced me to use this bloody M1 Max, right? And certainly got to make some use out of it. At least we can live stream efficiently to YouTube. But otherwise, of course, this is our T2 Linux, right? The Linux distribution. I continued from Rock Linux for 20 years. So that is what we type on here. And work on, like, live working on this Linux distribution. A Window Maker, I didn't use Window Maker for probably 15 years. Never failed. I otherwise in the office on the Ryzen Threadripper, my overkill build, I use Sway for Wayland, but otherwise I used on all. Otherwise I was good, even on high end, but certainly low end machines with Blackbox. But all the stuff, Window Maker. I mean, this is actually the least important thing for me, to be honest. Which window manager and stuff. So serve. What if you got error? Doc template, what is this? Fix missing files, GI scanner, Mason. That is a little bit, not sure. Probably didn't update since. Pointed towards user, but the SO is installed in. Do we have a patch for that? Is this Poplar? Okay, what do we have here? Package Pango. Okay, we manually add Pango in there. So that is in. Oh, is here more? Or don't tell me that is. Is this Pango or wait a second? GI which? What is the patch name? Object introspection fix. Yeah, that is crazy. The recurring theme of amazing build systems. Can we? No. Yeah. Oops. Let's see if that builds. P, paste this in there, and then patch P. So this is Poplar. I wonder, do they have? But even just sorting this is relatively time consuming. So data, where is their data? 0411. Okay, that was up to date. I wonder if this, okay, so this added Pango. I wonder if this, I think they switched to build with Meson, the other not super amazing build system. But yeah, for the comment of, was it Ihan or Ilhan? Q something. Yeah. Can this cross build? So the problem is maybe it would build except some Qt stuff. Let's see if it cross builds. Also maybe it leads object. This is a complexity, right, that I don't appreciate so much in combinations not building, and this needs geometry introspection. Boost? Seriously? Oh my god. I mean, clearly some Qt stuff didn't build. Yeah, so you already get patches, and even then, oh wait a second, what is that even? Reference to port set for util st. Oh my god. That is crazy. I mean, I personally don't, I mean, we could commit it like this. Maybe it builds for some. I saw recently there was also some NSS update. Not sure if I applied that yet. Yeah, this was actually relatively oldish. I mean, maybe I think this was Dash, right? Yeah, I'm not the greatest fan of committing untested or actually known to be broken stuff, but there's not. This is actually why I live stream this misery here. I could have done untested, but no. I'm not sure what's with this G-object introspection. So that is GI scanner, Dr. Mason build. Nah. This is a little bit too excessive for me, to be honest. So no new update apparently. Maybe is it even the latest version? 70 apparently. What else do we have there? Redis. That's a completely new package. What is that? Is it an update? Oh no, that is actually interesting. And as you see, even maintaining that, I saw already there is what I usually say. Yeah, how many malloc allocation lead does a system need, right? But maintenance on the Linux kernel mailing list, you would get like, yeah, polish this and that. I said already very often that, also changing this a little bit, I don't like overdoing the date, but this here, this is like on Linus Torvalds would say, yeah, like do it again with, like, I like, also, yeah, we don't want punctuation here. This is like new newspaper title case. And fragmentation alliance gonna very theoretically maybe capital, although not caring about this. This is more important there. But it's AutoGen 1. Does it have here? Does it not have proper releases or? I mean, GitHub, you don't need to check it out like that. I could leave it like this because I don't really want to spend more time on this. Do they not have releases? Oh, this is a little bit oldish, I guess. 3 days ago. Thank you very much. Maybe release early and release often. because this will most likely not give you the same checksum on most systems. So it would probably be a little bit better to download a tarball here with CA. How was it? Like download like that is potentially, what is it? Darn, didn't want that. Copy address, what did it? Yeah, ziprefs head. There is some kind of, let's maybe try that before we continue. At least on Linux kernel stuff, you get it like that. Very quickly get up download tar from commit hash git tarball. I mostly abbreviated repository container repository tarball. There is version user repository tarball version jmalloc tarball, that maybe that has the benefit of, if this works, if we find this recurring modern web stuff, does it even? Maybe it did. Having a higher chance of producing the same checksum. I cross-build this usually here, by the way. Is it marked cross-building? Maybe it's not marked cross-building. But then I don't clutter my running system, and I clutter my disposable build sandboxes. So let's try if it cross-builds. Maybe it does. Then it's a win-win of spending some minute. But this is what I mean. I mean, that's a crazy thing, right? Even if I would donate like €1 or 5, I mean, if we would like Red Hat or Ubuntu, maybe I would actually hand out like €5 per useful patch. But you see how much overhead it is, right? Just being a maintainer, recurring theme, documenting this. Hey, that even cross-build. So this is the job of maintainer, right? Not blindly applying patches. And I prefer actually more. If I would have explained this, and this is why I really hate the Linux kernel mailing list style of, hey, do it again, do this, do that, like version 1, version 2, instead of Linus Torvalds or other highly high-profile Linux Foundation employees. Just doing this, right? For me, you have seen this. Writing an email explaining all this stuff takes literally longer, and then I get another email and spending even more time, like a circle of wasting time. And it's like, yeah, win-win. Like I tested cross-compiling, fixed some style, and changed the download to a hopefully more stable checksum. Unlock. There's also this tray space. That is why we have this amazing highlighting there. And yeah, but this is a crazy thing, right? Even if I would donate Bounty €1 or 5, it would still be, it's still overhead, right? And this is, I was thinking like, hey, €1 per stuff, but it's still so much time of trying to delegate this to other people. But at the end, even just testing, applying, and reviewing this takes a while. So that was dash. Did I even capital the other? Probably I did. Maybe I should actually reply as fixed. So committed. So that was that one. I mean, theoretically with that. The other was it that one here? So that other contributors to TubeKeep. I think this was the previous version. Must be that one, I hope. And we have, actually I should. And then we have, what was the other? This one first. Oh, Redis. let's try this Redis stuff. I seen here, this also needs a little bit polishing. Namely, this was copied from OpenSSH, which will naturally polish itself with our commit script updating the copyright. Did I press something wrong? Oh no, this was try garbage. And here I also already saw, so this is, maybe I don't even build this. So what I saw here is the init is referencing OpenSSH. Also, it's a little bit gray area of if you copy this from an old file with Rocky Linux history, which doesn't exist for 20 years ago, I anyway prefer new stuff to like not references as it didn't come from Rocky Linux proper. But this is just, I understand it's copied from some template. White space, and also here white space. And this somewhere mentioned SSH. So where was this? Open SSH in, did it not? Did I? Yeah, here are posts as well. Yeah, there. I slightly wonder. Right, this only. Yeah, this is an older, slightly older style. So this will autocorrect when we read this. There are also two spaces, but whatever. What else? Redis. Maybe we should actually. Right. So the other thing is it's making use of a new user and group, and we should actually we have some text file of keeping track of those. Here's also Rocky Linux actually theoretically. Build. Okay, we also shouldn't have that here. If a little bit style. It's not the end of the world, but let's. Why is here some echo? Okay, we commit stuff without install. Okay. Just a little bit sorting, but obviously Linux kernel would be remove all your notes, comments, and debug stuff. Let's do right, and theoretically, this is interesting. This is interesting. Does dash build for x32? But I prefer the short form for the short things. So you see, this is already quite a bit of a. No, maybe of this. Okay, this is just printing the converting directory. This, basically debugging. Why is this R? This doesn't need recursive, does it? So this will fail. I think it will fail if the file is there, so that needs force, and I also prefer to log this. I don't like recursively changing stuff. This is nitpicking, right? So this is like 20 years of experience of proper packaging. So I would revert this slightly of not recursive. Also, does it need? So the thing is, you change the directory and the file. So 655. Is it even core? Wait a second. 655 looks also strange. What permissions is 655 even? Is it not 755? The thing is, you shouldn't recursively change the directory and the files. Maybe you only want the files. And then the best style would be to change it before you copy this. And also theoretical, yeah, yeah. Let's see what. Let's touch A and change my. So this was 655, right? And yeah, so as expected, I don't. So these permissions do not make the most sense to me, to be honest. Because it's changing this recursively, so it's changing files to executable. So maybe they only wanted to change the directory. So I think I remove that fully, or I mean, usually this. Yeah, I have no idea what the intention was with that. This is, yeah. This needs some thinking. What's going on there? What was intended? This wasn't some. What else do we have here? Data structure server. Theoretically, this is also not perfect. Theoretically, this needs this confd here, but I'm not going to change this now. Theoretically, we could add a to-do here, because theoretically you could configure that to install elsewhere. Yeah, I'll leave it for now. Other thing needs gmalloc, and where does it? Dash. What was it? Not Reddit. Reddit. Close to Reddit. Actually didn't have a cache file. Now that you review so much and then you overlook that it didn't have a cache file. Not ideal, but whatever, I guess. Redis was the color theme. Shit! I forgot some other stuff. I forgot the Redis user. Let's spend some, and so this is, yeah, as I so often mention, right, people like Debian people like, yeah, at T2 you do nothing, everything just builds. Is like, yeah, we totally do nothing. Set, what do you mean with set faster than W? I type :X. What do you mean? Did I not type this, or? Not sure what it means there. Let's try if it cross builds. Actually, although it needs this gmalloc, but I think we built this a second ago to flex cross, and yeah, we built it there. Oops. Redis, right? And then we need to document before we forget this. Starts to cross build. Yeah, cross build, apparently, maybe. Let's copy the cache file. Also, some of the cross there is also something imperfect. Some previously we didn't. Yeah, some of this I don't quite think it's correct. There, it should be more, but at least it has gmalloc. I noticed this. There is something imperfect with our cross-build and cross-build cache file. And historically, I just recently, since the last 12 months, cross-builds previously did not yield a cache file at all. I just recently, this was not meant to be designed at Rock Linux time. So only with our excessive and mostly cross-only build stuff now, we actually need cross-build cache files, but somehow they are. I think they're incomplete. Probably they should include more, I would say anyway. All right, also maybe this is by design because we do not run the cross-build like bash. Probably, I mean, it's somewhat useful, but a native build cache would include like the shell and stuff, and maybe probably because we don't. Probably that is a reason. And now that I guru meditate about this live on YouTube, the reason that a native cache has more is because we run more native accounted system files and not accounted toolchain, not system, like outside of this root. So this, I mean, you could argue that this cross-build cache are maybe a tiny little bit, even like more, I wouldn't say more useful, but I mean kind of more useful because they only include the real package dependencies, although I would say they are not perfect because theoretically the compiler should be included, although you certainly have already a compiler, so yeah. But it's not the most important, it's at least better than nothing, but yeah, just to keep in mind. Maybe one day we want to further improve that or so. Where was probably register everything in the kitchen thing. So they set 90, right? Okay, looks like 90 is not. Oh, wait a second. This is why is LDAP 300 something? This is somehow not really sorted. So yeah, whatever's going on. So theoretically, we shouldn't have duplicates, and do we? Free. Theoretically, probably nobody really updates this here, right? 89 and 91 or so. And here's also part image. Seriously, what's the freaking heck? Also, who sorted that? Some of this is not like really sorted. What the heck? Redis user, Redis group, Redis 90, and somewhere is this with tabs or this annotation? I don't know, a bit strange. Redis 90, and I'm somewhat tempted to. Should we sort this in one commit? What was killing? Was it not? D for D to cut, of course, not J for Jenkins. Oops, what did I do? This. Oh, wait, it's not a colon. Yeah, the format here is also a little bit Rock Linux inherited format, so D for delete, obviously, and this was 81. Practicing Vim keyboard use live on this channel, and there was more, right? Here was also some crazy stuff going on with, yeah, also some of this group and user management on Linux systems also leaves, in my opinion, a little bit to be desired. Also here, this indentation is somehow not perfect. There's some strange stuff going on here, to be honest. Maybe I should do that in a separate commit, but why is this so strange here? Who is even... damn it. Okay, I see this formatting is somehow strange. See, people having fun with their ASCII art. But here was some 300 something. Also, where was it? Here. Or is it? Oh, wait a second. No, this is actually also JBoss in there. Can't make this stuff up. Maybe no. Was there not something else going on? Maybe I should rewrite my own video. Could swear I saw something scrolling by. Okay, let's scroll one last time and then we call it a day. Ah, here, LDP didn't mix the stuff up. So 389, not sure why people YOLO'd that in between there. Maybe it was even me, who knows. And so that was 300 something, right? Not sure who came up with these numbers, but whatever. Also, some of this indentation here is... Ah, this is also not tapped. This is at least tapped. Okay. Does it have a copyright? It has a copyright. Oh, it's already up to date, I guess. I think it's fine to commit this in one commit, I would say. Did I update free IDs? Wait, did I add the tab there? Why is this free IDs indented one more? Misc archive. Where even was it? What have I done there? Oh no, this was... No, I messed it even more up. This is how it was. Anyway, also somehow, what have I even done there? That's this. Was it one more or oh, one more? Whatever. Good. So edit new. I should. Pro tip: always copy and paste, otherwise you have typos anyway. Misc share. So yeah, just some package maintenance as you do on a Sunday when you run your own little Linux distribution. Data didn't find an update yet. Okay, so it's probably mostly that for today, jmalloc. As usual, if I forgot something, leave in the comments below. What? Oh, this was it. Kind of fresh code there. Is there anything of? Oh no. Also theoretically data should. Wow, we have a new Firefox version live here on this channel. Recurring. Should we check what bugs they fixed? Yeah, copy and paste also. Ah, darn, I did this wrong, obviously. No, Vim. That's also crazy. I would, in my opinion, a open source listing website thing should not, like each, I mean, what is the point? Each day, I mean, this is, are those Vim fanboys so shameless self-promotion addicted? I don't get it. This is like totally pointless of, I mean, seriously, what is the value in each daily each daily patch. Actually, we could Firefox. Is it that? Probably not. All right, you know what? While at it, as a little bit win-win, let's delete the obviously not working. Does it even still work at Firefox? I think it's like entirely okay. This does work. There once upon a time there was some. Oh, okay. I think once upon a time, like a decade ago, there was like some bounty program of, not like us obviously, but like at least it is spread Firefox website. I think like big media could get some payback. Yeah, 2011. Let's fact check that. So even this site is archived or suspended. Thank you very much. At least that is what I thought it was. Certainly we never got a cent. I only included this there for the fun. But we don't. I hoped certainly decades ago, like T2 would become bigger, faster, and yeah, but no point of including random garbage there. So we have Firefox there. That is certainly enough. Let's test builds. What was the other? Was Nano. Let's maybe check what is new there. This also, of course, not Firefox org. Because why? What was it? Yeah, and that is also the point of using data for this stuff as much as possible. Issue with TikTok videos, seriously, who freaking cares? Issue picture, unable to Hulu, problems with WebRoot, secure anywhere, antivirus running unusable in some situations, what the heck? Restore setting, probably not really much for us, but if you, what did I not, what? We had this nano already, apparently. But at least we test built it. Yeah. Let's do another win-win. No, our data did this like, see, what day do we have? 20th. Where is our Firefox? It's probably good enough. There you have that, playing along at home, and win-win. Someone reported on our Discord, well, we certainly saw this strange Unicode editing stuff, and I always thought this must be Unicode. It's probably non-breaking space or so. And someone mentioned Unicode, like even like Bash, fast or no Unicode stuff, and I actually wonder if we probably need to build Bash with a Unicode option that we Unicode what native around error such as undefined. Do we really need this star CFlex for what the heck do we? Whatever I did with Emacs there. Historic head match source file bash applying touch malloc. Why do we? I have no idea why we touch malloc there. Maybe we remove that. Yeah, let's unpack it and see what Unicode options it has. And maybe that finally could potentially solve our mystery Unicode garbage. so much to that. Bang history, CSH style history substitution, what the heck? Co-process support, are you kidding me? Okay, if enable, maybe it's multi-byte. Let's see if we can reproduce this. So I think it's like ls, and then if I type fast and keep, okay, so this Alt Shift produces that. Yeah, okay, so it's for sure Shift on bloody macOS terminal anyway. ls, so if I type fast and have Shift pressed, what? I saw. Okay, so, okay, it's not Shift. It's not Shift space, it is, okay, at least Option space produces this and then edit, this is Unicode, and yeah, so that only deletes the one character. Actually, we should check, we probably again run without a proper Unicode locale. This is of course not ideal. So ls, let's try that again. Oh, wait a second now. Okay, now we have the Unicode. Okay, so this underscore, okay, so actually it is Alt space and that produces for sure this non-breaking space there. But actually this now, this actually deletes properly. So actually the issue probably is me often running a C locale, which obviously is not. Yeah, so I think my gut feeling always was Unicode stuff, particularly non-breaking spaces. And wait a second, does it even? Okay, so it is, however, as you see, so this is not, I mean, this is also, yeah, but so this is now, this here is a non-breaking space with Alt Option space on macOS terminal. But it also similarly occurred on native Linux with Sway and Alacrity, so maybe the keyboard mapping is sort of similar. And without running a UTF-8 locale, running an old-fashioned built-in C locale, that deleted only one half of the Unicode code point. With UTF-8 locale that works now, except that if you have a non-breaking space, of course, that is a little bit unintuitive now. That, I mean, it deletes properly, and it's not as, so it's certainly not visible that this is, I mean, the nature of a non-breaking space or so. But yeah, the only thing is, how do we build bash. Oops. We don't build it with it. I think it was built. Do I have this? Multibyte. Okay, we don't explicitly enable that, but what happens in configure? Hello. That's also the wrong trunk. x86. Does it auto-enable or... Oh wait, was it? It was multi-byte, right? Byte? That is somehow not in the log. Did I even commit the updated Redis already? Source bash. And multi-byte reset, right? Do we have this? So is the default apparently yes, I guess, right? Opt minimal config then. Okay, they apparently enable that, so okay, there is probably not a point to override this, so okay, they have this also reverted of this. I wouldn't have done it like this, but yeah, it's a little bit funny, right? So you have all, you see, this is a recurring theme of not outstanding software engineering, of all the stuff is positive logic, except no multi-byte support. That is negative logic. Why would you do that? This is hilarious. Do they have more? Is it the only of no? Okay, they have some other of disable standard features. Fair enough, but yeah. Okay, so that apparently is on by default. You only need to have an UTF-8 or other Unicode profile. Apparently, finally solved that. Hopefully, also recurring theme that we should run with the UTF-8 thing by default. Do we have? Where was this bash performance? Was it here? Implement. LFS byte split into a chain. Where was it? When your stuff grows so much that you already don't find stuff discussed. Somewhere. Whatever. Here's some Unicode. Certain bash options can speed up scripts, points out. Okay, this LC all. Okay, 2x if an improvement, simply setting LC all to C. Okay. I think we probably, do we do something like this? LC. Yeah, so we build everything with LC all C, also for to have deterministic build and reproducible. If we would build with your local stuff, then like Arabic, Chinese, and so on, even German packages could do random stuff, even punctuation, right? If you run with many European locales like German, you get punctuation is comma, and it also could potentially break stuff if even like Linux kernel build stuff, calculating stuff, they use there at times Perl or BC, and it's like, yeah, stuff. This is why one of the reasons we do this export LCO, like at least building internally, then not only if you share logs and send them to us like build errors, but also reproducible builds, obviously, and similar such, and not randomly breaking stuff with random Unicode features and outputs and stuff. Anyway, that's it for maintaining our Linux distribution here. I guess it's time to go back to the family for now. As always, just when the most people tune in, cheers. If you have comments to any of the stuff we discussed, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And I hope to see you soon for the next videos and live streams to come.